The legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics. from the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LG Ultragear presents TC Gauntlet Season 4, powered by Crucial and apparel partner 656. I'm Universe, and with me, I've got the real CCV, and we're going to take you through the 8 p.m. game today, which is going to be Reckoning Esports going up against Only Friends, the debut of Only Friends in this season's Gauntlet, the final season against the mighty Reckoning Esports, which, by the way, is a roster that's been picked up from an entirely other organization. Weird Esports, who were playing in Season 3 of this Gauntlet, are now called Reckoning Esports. And with this matchup, it's a battle of the young guns. It's a battle of the tier 2 teams who are trying to prove their way to the tier 1 scene. And maybe this could be their first step to it. CCV, what are your thoughts about this match?
I am genuinely really excited for this. Reckoning Esports, their form. I mean, it's been top tier. I know we've only seen them here at the Esports Club a couple of times over the past couple of days. You know, we've seen them in the Gauntlet. They've already taken a win. We've seen them over the Zota Cup as well. You know, they actually ended up beating our previous winners of today, August 5, one against M42 Esports. They lost to Reckoning yesterday. And it was in a pretty one-sided manner. I'm not going to lie. You know, it was 13-1, 13-1 in that BO3. Only Friends, I would say that, you know, mindset wise, psychologically, the members of Only Friends, they may be a bit shook heading into this matchup, because what we saw yesterday from Reckoning Esports was nothing short of just magical. How they played against August 5. But overall, looking at the Gauntlet as well, so far a couple of matches have been played, and already we can see some of these teams forming their groove and forming their standard spot where they would like to be. Let's move on over to the group standings and let's have a look at where each of the 16 teams, and you know, where each of the 8 teams individually stand as well in the groups. Because not going to lie, so far the group standings, well, yeah, it's the early season. Not much can be said. For the side of Group B, Reckoning Esports, they have only played a single best of three. They have won that. And for the side of Only Friends, yeah, like you said, Universe, this is going to be their debut match.
Yeah, this is going to be their debut match, and Reckoning Esports have got a good win up in front already as well. And they are looking to further up on that win streak, make it two, and join True Rippers at the top. Hopefully they
Hmm.
are able to do it, but Only Friends, I'm excited to know what exactly their, have they changed their lineup? I don't quite remember if they have
They
actually
may
changed
have.
anything of their about their lineup, but if they have, we'll find out soon enough. And the side of Reckoning, though, they've got an overhaul. They've got a brand new roster. We've got a lot of
Right.
players on their team as well, whom we will have a look at as we move into the team introductions for both of these teams. Got Reckoning coming up first, and we have Deadly, Smoker, Rio, Bad Love, and of course, Pixels. The team that is Weird Esports, picked up by the title of Reckoning Esports. And these guys are looking to make a very big impact happen here. And maybe they can. You never know. They, like you said, they had a great win against Oculus 5, and they had a 13-1 victory on both maps, which is quite a feat to be achieved against the likes of
Mm-hmm.
Psy, Blackhawk, and Wimp, Hacker, and uh, the whole scenario of this entire series is Reckoning Esports had a very good season when they first came in. Season 2 was brilliant for them. Season 3, they took a dip in their form. And now season
That
4,
is
it looks
true.
like they might just come back yet again with a brand new roster.
I mean, yeah, the roster changes, Reckoning as a roster, as an organization, they've had multiple roster changes over the course of the past 6, 7 months. I think their roster has changed twice already, and this would be their third change. Hopefully, this one sticks around for a long time because the potential, well, I'm not even going to see the potential, the results already. It's not even been 2 weeks into the new year, and already the results in my eyes speak for themselves how well gelled this new roster is looking for the side of Reckoning and how, as a squad, well they are playing. And now this is going to be another test to prove themselves. More so, in my eyes, this is going to be a test for the side of Only Friends as well, because Group B is just filled with a lot of tier 2 teams who are just on the brink of tier 1, who are just about to be there, and this can be one of their chances to make it, especially going into the playoffs as well. Group A has quite a bit shots as well. You've got Enigma there, even to an extent August 5, who used to be known as EXO. But with all that being said and done, Group B has so much potential, and I would like for Only Friends to just extend their potential even further, because their previous season, it was average. That's
Yeah.
the term I'd use to describe it. In sixth place, they didn't get promoted into the playoffs, they didn't get relegated, so that's nice as well. It was bang on average. That's that. I would like for Only Friends to be a bit more above average. I'd like them to fight for fifth place. I'd like them to try and etch a spot into the fourth place in the playoffs as well, because this will be one of the very few chances they will have. And against Reckoning, they can start off their journey pretty strong. I
Yeah.
know, and everyone knows that all over in the gauntlet, regardless of the BO3 you play, regardless of whom you played against, it's gonna be important. And that stands for every single team against every single opponent. And it's no different right now for Only Friends and for Reckoning as well.
Well, we were talking about OnlyFans. Let's have a look at their roster. We've got OnlyFans coming up right now on our screens, and let's see if they've got any changes happening around in their roster. We still have Cruiser God. We've got Quake being added this time. Gorang is still around here. We've got Harshvi, and of course, we've got SP5 here as well. So we've got 3 players who are sticking by, 2 players who have come in, Quake and Harsh. And this is going to be an interesting team to watch clearly. They have a couple of players that we recognize from all over the place. We've seen them play across the places before. But whether or not this
Mm-hmm.
team is going to stick together, have the chemistry that we would expect them to have to cause, the difference that they should be causing, we will find out against this team of Reckoning, which, by the way, is very, very strong at the moment. So this is going to be a difficult one for sure for Only Friends. I think that they going into this are the underdogs, but
Uh huh.
sometimes the underdogs can bite really hard, and that's probably going to be a difficult one to handle. But Reckoning Esports, this is their game to lose. I believe this is in their hands, and they should be going into this game having a lot more confidence. But Only Friends, they just need to make sure that their tactics are in place. They've made sure that their aim game is working around. Get the feel of the game, do not let it slip away earlier on, and try to fight it out till the very end. At least get a 13-10 scoreline. If you are, even if you are going to lose this, fight it till at least coming up to double digits, because that's the kind of thing that gives you confidence to move on to the next map. But if they were able to win the first map, nothing like it. There is
Mm-hmm.
one thing that I do want to talk about, though, and that is the map pool, which I am going to be, really concerned about between these two teams, because I
Right.
know that Reckoning Esports previously, when they were weird, they love to play on the map of Bind and they love to play on the map of Split. I think that Split or Bind could be in the cards, given if one of those is banned. But let's have a look at the map, Veto, as we will be seeing Split. Yes, we will be, but it's
Oh,
actually picked by Only Friends. And Reckoning
okay.
Esports have gone for Ascent. All right, this is a little bit of a upside down, because I remember watching Weird Esports play multiple times on Bind and Split, and those guys actually preferred those two maps. But it looks like because OnlyFriends has picked Split themselves, they've gone for Ascent.
That is the case, and the thing is, OnlyFans, they have chosen Split. They have chosen Split, like I say. The last time we saw OnlyFans play Split in a broadcasted setting was all the way back in November the 24th against Enigma, and they lost Split. But I'd say that's more of, well, they were playing against Enigma Gaming, again, a great tier 1 roster who also, by the way, have been improving or had been improving really well on the map of Split. So that loss, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt that they were against EG. Couldn't really do much, could you? But yeah, it's been a long while since we have seen Only Friends play the map of Split. Now that they have chosen, maybe it's going to be something different. In terms of compositions, that's where a big difference can be spotted from these teams as well. And that's where I'd like to spot a big difference from either one of, either Only Friends or Reckoning Esports. I don't want to just see I don't think we'll be seeing a lot of double initiator. Astra Viper certainly is on the board. You can have Sentinels as well. You don't need Sentinels to an extent if you are going for the playstyle. A lot of versatility is on the board if you choose the map of Split. Moving on over to Ascent, I think the compositions are going to be known. More so in my eyes, universe, I think the entire result of Ascent to an extent can be known as well already, because considering Reckoning Esports absolutely just dominated and annihilated Oculus 5 13-1 on this map as of yesterday, as of like 24 hours ago, I'd say that Only Friends are going to have an extremely difficult time on that map.
Yeah, that is for sure. They are definitely going to have a little bit of a problem, but we will find out whether or
Hmm.
not they're going to be able to work around that problem or not. Whether or not the side of Reckoning Esports are going to be repeating the success that they have for the last couple of days, because form is one thing that could dip out at any point of time. Whether or not that's going to be the case today, we will find out. For now, though, we have got the side of Reckoning Esports have a interesting approach. Number one being that these guys are selectively aggressive. Now that's something that I constantly use for Weird Esports as well. These guys have potential, and that's exactly why they've been picked up by Reckoning. Their selectively aggressive approach is what I love. Bad Love being one of those players, the jet main of the team, who just loves going up and down across the map, making sure that nobody is left alone. And when he's on the operator, he's always got a little bit, um, a bit of an aura that people know that okay, Bad Love is here. We need to be a little careful about how we're approaching this, and that's kind of he's probably going to be the X factor for the side of RGE.
I mean, every single member on the side of Reckoning Esports, they've been having standout performances. Yesterday, I'm not going to lie, there was Rio. I mean, obviously, Badlove was going for exceptional plays with the operator, with the Blade Storm, just with regular rifles as well. But the thing was, Rio was always, I'd say, Mr. Reliable. Because even if Badlove fell, even if he died, Rio was still there to pick up all the fragments, and he was, I believe, the second highest fragger, third highest fragger. He had a good performance. Not only that, as the Sova, he facilitated a lot of those gameplays from the side of Reckoning and from Bad Love quite specifically. So these two are going to be extremely lethal. Pardon the pun, but they are going to be extremely deadly as well. But another rivalry I really want to focus on from both Reckoning up against Only Friends, it's going to be Pixels up against Gorong. It's going to be the battle of the Astras. Because universe, if we have a look at the first two maps, Split and Ascent, I think Astra is just going to be a staple of these two maps. I don't think Astra is going anywhere. On Breeze, sure, Viper is definitely going to be picked. I'm not going to deny that at all. But for the initial two maps, Astra is going to be there. And I think both of these players that I just mentioned are going to be choosing that agent. So, what differences will we be seeing? Obviously, there's going to be a big difference attack versus defense. Other than that, in the playstyles, in your positioning of your Novas, your Nebulas, or even your Gravity Wells, is there going to be a major change that will allow one of the other Astras to gain an advantage or to allow their team to gain an advantage over their opposition? I think that is a big question we all should look forward to.
Yeah, that is true. Now, I think that on Split in particular, OnlyFans
Hmm.
choosing this map, there must be clearly there's a reason they feel confident about it. I quite don't
Right.
remember having watched OnlyFans as much on Split. I do remember I've seen them play before, but their entire gameplay is probably going to rely upon them trying to find that mid control, because that mid control is what is going to make them a lot more flexible in terms of how they move around the entire map,
Hmm.
because that's what splits the attack in two, or at least even if it does split the attack in one, at least they know where it is. So that's what the kind
That's
of
true.
mid control that these people should be going for. Go aggressive, do not let it go. Put a breach in the mix. Put, because we know that they love playing the Astra on this. I know that they love playing the killjoy on this. That's kind of a given, but if they throw a breach into the composition, I think that's what's going to help them gain that mid control, the aftershock, the
Outline.
fault line. The ultimate even is a great counter to literally everything that Killjoy has, and not to forget
Yeah.
the aftershock as well. So I would want to see Only Friends on whenever they come on the defense. They would go for that mid control, and even on the attack also, because that's the kind of place on Split where you can find anybody at any point of time. One person, particular, maybe a Sage could be there if they do choose to go for a Sage, but there's always going to be somebody on mid that they can choose to pick off and then go for the attack. So I think that's the only way the Only Friends can approach this game, because the side of RGE have a varied amount of approaches to this map. And I've seen it before, and I am 100% sure that these guys, RGE, are not afraid of being split up, right? They can individually assist each other as well, but they can
Yes.
individually assist themselves as well. So they need to be, Only Friends need to stick as a team, play at least in twos, if not more in number, and then move on with their game to try to take mid control, and then assess what the situation is going to be. Maybe then move on to have different strategies come into the same palpability of trying to take mid, and then maybe B, and then maybe A, whatever it is. But yeah, I think mid is going to be the most important region for these people to take over.
I think that is a good point because Reckoning right now, what I can see happening a couple more days down the line, the more we see them play best of threes and stuff, is that people will start to have the fear that, oh no, Bad Love's gonna peak. People will start to have the fear that anyone from Reckoning is gonna peak. What if Smoker is on a flank? How can we prevent that? How can we check our corners and stuff? But with that being said, like you said, Universe, if you keep on the pressure 24/7, whether it be with your utility, whether it be with your manpower, or obscuring vision, gaining map control, if you keep the pressure on 24/7, you don't allow your opponents to make what play they are planning on making. They have to
True.
play reactive Valorant. They
Yeah.
can't, they can't initiate something themselves. They just have to react to what you are doing. If they hear fault lines going off in mid, they have to be careful of a breach being there. They have to be careful of a pop flash peak kill, perhaps something along the lines of that. If they are seeing a lot of smokes on B, they know heading into B, they are not aware what they're going into. They are just going blindly into the bomb site, and they can face, for all they know, 5 defenders in front of them. So with that being said, you do make an interesting point that only friends have to be the first person making the play or making something happen. It can be a fake, it can be just a regular setup, but they have to do something before Reckoning are the ones to initiate the process, before Reckoning are the ones to facilitate that process of having their own plan executed or having their own strategy set in place to allow for them to win rounds. And I think this is something that's applicable for essentially every single map. Doesn't matter where you're playing. Split, Ascent, Breeze, had it been any other map as well, it could have been a very, very strong possibility there. But are only friends comfortable enough to do that, or are they going to be playing more safer, sound Valorant, where they're like, boys, you know what, it's a first best of three of the season, first best of three of 2022. Let's not do too much. Let's practice
Mm-hmm.
what we had, let's execute what we had practiced over the course of the new year and this entire off season and stuff, and let's try and do that. Let's not do anything flashy, let's not do anything risky. So there are two options that the 5 members of Only Friends have. Which option they're going to take, that is a question they have to choose, and that's a question that will be answered very, very shortly once we jump into the game and actually see how the players perform.
True. That is true. Now we are waiting for the players to join in. We are getting the lobby ready, and we should be going into the game in just about a couple of minutes. But I do have a question for you. How
Right.
do you see this going? Do you see this going to a third map, or is it going to end up in 2 maps? Do you think Reckoning are going to, landslide this one for their own good, or are OnlyFans going to make something out of this?
I'm not going to say landslide. While my opinion is going to be reckoning do take it a 2-0.
Mhm.
It's extremely difficult. The only chance only friends have, it's going to be the first map. It's going to be split because trust me, Ascent I don't see unless something extremely weird happens, unless something extremely out of the ordinary happens, and only friends do take the win on Ascent. Reckoning are not giving that map away. With how they played yesterday, Reckoning have that map in their grip and they are never going to let go of it until a team better than them snatches it away from their hands and takes the hand with them, just rips it apart. But other than that, split is the only chance the side of only friends have in order to try and make a map. But with that being said and done, I'm not going to lie, I think it's going to be 2-0. While I say that, I still think that only friends have a chance of getting a couple of rounds on board. I'm expecting something along the lines of a 13-6 to a 13-9,
Mhm.
something scores along the lines of that. But it's going to be a reckoning win on both the maps at the end of the day, in my opinion. What about you, Universe?
I also feel that Reckoning probably will have a little bit of an easier time. Only friends,
Hmm.
it's depending on them whether or not this scoreline will turn away from 13 on the other side. Because if
Right.
only friends are going to do this, they're going to need a lot more hard work. Given that Reckoning have been on the roll, only friends haven't seen them play recently in a while, and that could
Yeah.
be a little bit leading to a rusty form, or they could start off where. But I still think that, excuse me, Reckoning Esports could and should have the upper hand on this game. But whether or
Right.
not OnlyFans are going to allow that is the question, because OnlyFans, like I said, on Split, it's kind of a given what they need to do. On the Scent, I still believe that they will have a chance more so, because I think on Split, Reckoning are pretty good. They would be very happy with the seeing the first pick come in a Split, and OnlyFans should look forward more to Ascent than this map. They might have chosen this, I agree, but Split is kind of a 60-40, and I would say that Ascent is more 52 to 48. That's kind of how it is. Both in the favor of Reckoning, by the way. Both Reckoning having the upper
Uh-huh.
hand. But Ascent is, I think, more of a chance for the side of OnlyFans to try and make this through. But hey, we'll find out. We have got all the players in the lobby, and we will be going in just about a bit to the game, ladies and gentlemen. Do not go anywhere. We are sorry for the delay,
Yes.
but we are requesting you to go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, because these games come about every single day. And if you like the action, we've got it all covered for you at the TC Gauntlet. This is going to be a great matchup between two underdog teams. And I'm going to ask you a prediction for the scoreline right now. First half, do you think OnlyFriends
Oh,
might take it? Could it be a 6-6 at least? Or is it going to be, somewhere? Do we see the cursed scoreline 9-3?
there's no such what there's no need to say that. Just say ninth. There's just say that. But I'd say that considering Reckoning are on their defense, now going to lie. Okay, let's have a look at the agent composition. Then I'll give my prediction. And I'm absolutely ignoring this question. No, I'm not doing that.
Mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm.
again, all jokes aside, Reckoning, as I said, Pixels has gone for the Astra Smoker, not on the Cypher. On Split, you do take the KJ. And yeah, like I was saying, Pixels versus Gorong, the battle of the Astras, it's going to be pretty imminent. And I am looking forward to that because the controller, it's usually you don't often see a lot of attention given to the controllers, especially when there's only one on board. If you're running Astra Viper, then sure, but if there's a single controller, it's going to stay along the lines of that. Now Reckoning, they have gone for something pretty interesting. They have gone for double initiator, but there is no Sova on the board, universe. It's going to be Breach and KO. That is extremely interesting. I mean, Deadly 10, we know him for his KO. Yesterday, his pop flashes, they were absolutely stunning. And I don't mean stunning as they blinded all of us at home watching as well. They were stunning just the amount of kills he got. But double initiator, no Sova. Rio is going to be on the
Select your
breach. And
agent.
as to the side of Only Friends, they have opted for double sentinel. Pretty interesting comps.
I mean, it is the map of split, so Sova's kind of, not usually being the choice here. And I love that there's a KO and a breach, because that just makes things so annoying for the opponent. It is, I love that Quake has chosen the breach. It kind of sets for his name, given that breach itself is a very earthquake type agent. And we do have a sage on one side, whereas we don't on the other. and pretty much everything else is the same apart from the KO being involved as well. Now this is going to be interesting. We will jump into the game and talk about this as only friends. Okay, Cruiser God's already having a very big laughter. Looks like he's ready for some action right now. Well, let's hope that his laughter continues to stay on his face as he gobbles up a couple of rounds.
That is true. I mean, only friends. The best way to start is going to be just start off with a win. Nothing, anything other than that, really. Because Reckoning Esports, as soon as these guys get momentum, that's when stuff can really go wrong for you. That's when, as soon as the ball starts rolling for Reckoning, it's extremely difficult to put it to a grinding halt. Right now, there goes the Killjoy turret. Badler trying to shoot it. Deadly 10 holding the angle, and he will lose his life. So SP5, great bit of initiation. Ryu, on the contrary to falling back, he has pushed into the bomb side, and SP5 is doing the same as well. Has an excellent angle. He spots multiple members.
Spike down B.
However, Reckoning, more of their members fall as only friends. They take side control.
Well, Quake is on top of this rafters position, and he could have the jump on one of them. They probably usually goes and check this place. Right now, one player is low, and that's SP5. Whether or not he's going to be going down is a question here. Oh, he spots him out, but Quake is quick on the trigger. Will take him out, jumps down to the ground, and Cruiser God will finish him off, as it is going to be the first round for the side of Only Friends. They start off well on the map of Split. Alright, now, Only Friends, with this start, they're looking to probably put up the second round, and that should come out pretty easy for them, given that they even got the plant down, which is going to give them the extra money. And there are going to be a couple of Ares and a couple of Spectres coming out. Of course, there's going to be Ares around 2 or 3 players who love to exploit the newly buffed up weapon, as RGE are focusing on mid. And the A site, all for grabs, is going to be taken up by the side of Only Friends, and they are going to get the plant down pretty easy, as Cruiser God, the only one towards heaven, wanting to wipe out the entire squad here with his Ares. He's got a big weapon with a lot of bullets to do so as well. There's the fast. Cruiser God looking for more, has information. Second, but here's the jumping shotgun from Bad Love, and Pixels to follow that up as well with his classic 2 versus 3. Weapons dropped, and actually one of them picked up to come and get more kills. Could be possible.
One enemy
But
remains.
SP5 on the backstab here is going to be easily cleaning up both of these players. A little too close over there. But that is the second round for the side of Only Friends.
That is the Only Friends again. Great anti-eco for their side. Lost a couple of members, but I think they will be fine with that. And a quick done and dusted round. Nothing really much that Reckoning could do. They were upgraded pistols on their side, but that was that. Nothing else. So Only Friends off to an excellent start, like you were mentioning, Universe. I mean, the pistol was really the main round win. This was an added bonus for them. And now, keeping that in mind, I have to be honest. The Reckoning, this is going to be their full buy, and they've got to make sure that they get a couple of rounds on board. The thing is that this half is not the most optimal half for either one of these teams, considering their considering their compositions. Reckoning have 2 initiators on board, and with 2 initiators, the thing is you are on defense. You can't really do much. Reckoning have only a single duelist, not even a single duelist, only a single sentinel and controller. You can't really do too much with that. As for Only Friends, they have 2 sentinels on board, and that will allow them, that will help them initially on defense, but on attack they've got to make sure that those sentinels, they get into an optimal post plant scenario, because if they don't get in the post plant scenario, those sentinels can't really do much with a lot of their utility. The Sage and KJ, they are basically good for a bit of area control. That's about it.
I do want to ask you something though. Have you ever seen a timeout after 2 rounds?
Not in my team, yes, but that's usually because a guy disconnects and rage quits, but not in professional gameplay, no.
Interesting timeout from RGE actually. I mean, it is the first buy round, so this early into the game, taking a timeout, they could have saved it for a later time, but hey, if it works, it works. And now RGE have the better of weapons, the better of map control and the better of utility as well. As the ultimate, which is held by Cruiser God, has been popped up. Here's the Killjoy ultimate, and to delay them for as much as possible, Deadly throws in his grenade.
That is
Keep them off
excellent.
limits. Yeah, perfectly done over here. Flashes will come in, but they've got a lot of ground to cover. SB5, that's blinded, taken out, and RGE.
Oh my
Well, they've got a
God.
shooting gallery, and they're gonna be taking pictures all day long.
Of this round, I think it's going to be an entire highlight reel, not just pictures. Pictures may speak 1,000 words, but pictures don't kill anyone. What does kill people? It's going to be excellent positioning and your guns, which they were plenty for the side of Reckoning Esports, considering they saved in the second round, invested everything into this third, and this third paid off. Just the kills that happened. Pixels, perfect positioning from him in that corner, peeking out towards the members of Only Friends who were peering through. And it just led to absolute obliteration. There wasn't really much. Only Friends, as soon as that incendiary from Deadly 10 went out, Only Friends were like, oh no, our push isn't going to be the most optimal. And then, yeah, Reckoning Esports absolutely just stunning stuff, because as soon as they heard the footsteps, they realized it's going to be a B-take, and the incendiary bought them enough time for rotate over, and then they played on the basis of that. Now, next round, round number 4, and Only Friends, yet again, they have gone for this buy. They are looking for map control, like you were mentioning, Universe, in the pre-match presentation. They are focusing on mid, and now they're going to be going towards B as well.
SB5 getting up close as RGE finds success towards the A main. SB5 will retract towards B heavens as he's too low. He was being healed, but not for him to be healed long enough to get that kill. 3 versus 4. The plant will go down, that's for sure, but it is still an RGE favored round with 4 people still alive. Make that 4 versus 2. And Harsh has gone down. Cruiser God and Quake do have a little bit of utility to work with. 1 flash and 1 aftershock available, but Cruiser God's left with nothing. His turret is going to come up in a second, but it's his weapon that he needs to work. Just the one good enough for him as RGE find another easy round.
I wouldn't say very, very easy, but still, yeah, it was good positioning, and the peaks were looking good as well, except for that 1 kill that happened on Bad Love right there. I'd say that Reckoning Esports, yeah, they have everything under control. They're looking fine, they're looking good, and I'd say that the timeout, although it was extremely, extremely weird, it still worked in their favor, considering that they've won both the full buys so far, and they're forcing Only Friends, and more so forcing the economy of Only Friends to just get worse and worse and worse. So with that being said and done, now we are seeing, an extreme point of that economy. We are seeing just upgraded pistols, a couple of marshals on board from Only Friends. Meanwhile, Reckoning, they still are rocking the 5 rifles full armor setup. This should be the round that will allow Reckoning to get their third and to get the lead on their board as well. But can Only Friends deny that? Well, Only Friends have spotted Pixels peeking towards right here on A main. Pixels goes for the peek, and he will fall back. And I'd say that, yeah, Only Friends, they are looking for a 5-man rush. However, Reckoning are very well versed, and they're very well prepared for this, considering the amount of manpower they have on A still.
Well, they're taking it a little slow. This flash is going to be really useful as they move straight ahead. SB5 will be blind by his teammate, but not for too long. Pixels smokes it off. He wants to keep the control of this side still in his hand and his team's hands. Rio covering up that corner, does not want to give away any sort of edges. And the Cosmic Divide, a lot of utility being committed here by RG. They're not afraid, even though they know this is probably an eco. They want to use up the ultimates, they want to use up the utility and keep them at bay for as long as possible.
They're trying to sell the fake. I mean, Only Friends are trying to sell the fake with the Cosmic Divide. However, Deadly 10 is not falling for that. Great first kill. And I have to say that now Reckoning, and for Only Friends, the jig is up. Only Friends may get in the bombs, and there's a great shot by SB5 moving through. However, the members of Reckoning, they are right there on the tail. Only Friends, they do not have a lot of time remaining. The fault line goes through. Cruiser God gets another kill from Pixels, who was getting in the over eager. getting a bit over eager to peek that angle. Now Reckoning, they have to get a bit passive. They have to try and go for kills. Only Friends are right in the bomb side. They have the man advantage. Reckoning have to converge on, and they do. They equalize the man count. Now they're looking to bring it in their favor, of which they are trying their best. And Cruiser God is still, he's going for the knife. Why was he trying for the knife? But regardless, Korong, he has to waste more time. He has to stay alive. He spots the breach. He tags the breach. There's one to his right. And that is going to be the kill onto Smokey and Reckoning Esports. Well, this Thrifty could have gone really, really badly. But they still got it in their favor.
I mean, getting the plant, getting 3 kills, perfectly done from what I believe. The side of OnlyFans. They couldn't have done it any better. Maybe they could have won the round if they had played a little bit more complacent, but I think that they did a good job of trying to get as much value out of that round as possible. They have completely dismantled the side of RG, and they need to be a little careful. Letting off rounds like these is gonna just punish you a lot, and OnlyFans are a team that will not let an opportunity like that slide away from them. Smoker. IG, oh, Hush.
Ooh.
Finds a great shot. And here's Smoker trying to hold on the lines, and he will find 2. He pulls out his knife for some reason. And did not expect another player to be there, but Bad Love is here to cover up for his teammates. Deadly will get an easy kill on the Cruiser God. And that's going to be another round for RGE.
Yes, it will be. That's the final kill. And I mean, yeah, I love this kill. Even though it was the most non-important kill in my eyes, Deadly 10 just holding down mid, getting that frag. It's just situational awareness at its best, and it's just knowing how the opponents are going to play. That's it. It's plain and simple Valorant. It's just a peek through a mind of a pro player and how he thinks while a round is going on. That was a great example of that. But the previous round was also a great example of how to shut down a push. And the MVP was absolutely Smokey with that killjoy. I mean, the double kill he got alongside his Nano Swarm, not allowing the members of OnlyFriends to push through A main, wasn't really much they could do. And yet again in this round, Universe, the thing is, the members of OnlyFriends, they find themselves in this semi-buy, half-buy of sorts. It's really not strong. Especially not strong when you're considering the fact that you're up against 5 rifles and an operator, 4 rifles and an operator as well. Plus, Reckoning have got the ultimates. Sure, OnlyFan may have the ults as well, but I don't think they'll be spending a lot of those this round considering of the gun disparity on board.
SP5 dashes in, takes a little bit of damage, takes all of the damage, as Pixels will take him out. Quake trying to try something with his utility, but RGE are just looking too good right now. 1 kill for Cruiser God. Make that a second. As he pulls and Gordon gets another. Okay. Suddenly he's turned around thanks to Cruiser God. And now RGE are... Well, they're with their backs against the wall. A 2 versus 2 that they should have never come into. Now they're going to have to face it. Rio, he does have his utility available to him. He's got 2 flashes and his fault line is going to be coming up in just about a couple of seconds. But this man right here needs to make the first move. Bad Love. He does put down the smoke. Oh boy! He has a backstab coming in as well. But it's going to be on Rio, who will get one but not the other. And with that, it's going to be OnlyFriends securing another round, throwing things back into the mix, and a 4-3 scoreline comes up.
I think OnlyFriends have found the kryptonite for Reckoning Esports. It's Thrifty rounds. What just happened when Cruiser God was on B Heaven? I mean, should I start a petition for increase, Vandal magazine size? Everyone just ran out of their bullets. That's exactly what happened. And as funny as that was, watching them run out of bullets and go for the reload, I mean, it was just unfortunate for the side of Reckoning, and they lost a round which they should really not have. OnlyFans, they had no right winning this Thrifty, especially considering how the initial couple of kills went. But they did, and that is excellent for them because now it sets up round number 8. This round as well, where OnlyFriends can equalize the score. And that's, I think, the biggest factor, considering the fact that with how this first half is shaping up, you have to equalize the score, because the second half is really where the compositions of both of these teams is going to shine. SP5. He is trying to push into B heaven. The Nano Swarm, Gravity Well, Alarm Bot, everything reveals his location. Smoker was going for a wide peak too wide. Pixels went for a similar situation. He got one. Bad Love gets the second. The spike has been dropped. Deadly 10 is now in the bomb site. And now he was trying to hold down the fort. But Bad Love is still the first person on the line of defense. He gets another kill. He's looking for more. Rio comes in with the support. He's holding this angle. He evades the fault line. He's holding the angles. Bad Love has got the spike and looks like for now Reckoning may have this round.
Well, Reckoning, they just need to look below them.
30
There's
seconds
one player
left.
standing right there. But they're going to hold on that rope position because they've got the spike. And that's the best case scenario for them. One of them is even low. Trying to clear out with his aftershock quick. Needs to be careful. The minute they walk up, it's going to go up to Bad Love. And he is going to find both of them. Spring down easily. And that's going to be another round for RGE. They continue to dominate their lead and keep it for as long as possible. And that's all they need for now. Continue keeping that gap. Keep increasing that gap. And only friends. Well, another eco round. Another Thrifty.
I think only friends like going for Thrifties. I think they genuinely they lose the full buys on purpose because they know they're going to win in the Thrifties. But let's see how this round goes. Bad Love has spotted multiple people. He's gotten visual confirmation as well. However, Deadly 10, he won't allow those multiple people to walk up a ramp from the side of only friends. They have been backed off yet again. So, Reckoning, they have got a pretty strong hold of A. They've got 3 members right here. Jet dashes in. Deadly 10 is going to be on the first line of defense. He gets the opening kill. He spots another. He's looking for more. That is another headshot. And only friends, they're down to 3. The Sage has been tagged. Cruiser got tagged beyond relief. And Harsh as well also falls. And now this Thrifty, I really don't think Reckoning are going to give it away. Smoker gets the final kill. And Reckoning pick up an easy round.
Another great round from the side of Reckoning, but it was an eco on the side of Only Friends, so kind of a given that they would win this. A couple of ultimates across the board available right now for both teams. We've got Bad Love with his knives, we've got Smoker with his lockdown, Pixels, which can be used for a retake scenario, perfect retake scenario. Ultimates available here for them, but they're not going to be going on the back foot just yet, RGE. They've been winning fights thanks to being aggressive. Let's find out whether or not it works out for them. Continuing earlier that only the mid region them taking is going to allow them to get some control of this map. Otherwise, they're going to be shut down in the bottleneck of either sides. And here is SP5 yet again moving towards B Heaven. This Bad Love is standing right here. Pixels will take care of SP5. The revive will come in. And here's a spray down that Pixels should be doing. And he's waiting for the smoke to fade. The nerves of steel on this guy to have to do that. Waits and waits and waits. And these blindings coming on from either side. Quake will find two of his own. This is an absolute chaotic round here. And Deadly, he's heard a player towards mid. He knows there's players on the side as well. And now it's up to this duo of Deadly and Smoker.
Alright, and right now, well, the spike can go down whenever only friends want. As a matter of fact, it does go down now. Deadly 10 holding a good angle, however, a pretty open angle. And Reckoning, they will be going for their ultimate. The incendiary goes off as well. Now, the lockdown, it's gonna get destroyed again. The power of a breach. And Deadly 10, he gets concussed as well. 46 HP. Smokan really needs to make a play right now because Deadly 10 isn't in the best of positions. The nanostorm goes off. Smokan knows what multiple people. One to his left, one to his right. He has to check those angles. He isolates one gunfight, gets one, but Gorong, they weren't aware. Gorong was in that corner, or they weren't just looking. Regardless of whatever happened, only friends, they do get their another round on board. So that was good stuff. Again, good post plant, but I think it was what happened prior to the plant happening. Because I'm not going to lie, that was just chaos. Like you mentioned, it was chaos all over. The flashes, everything happening on B Heaven, the flash, the resurrection, Bad Love, you know, him hitting his shots, then missing his shots, then the spray transfer. And then came, you know, Quake from B Garage, flashing away, getting that 2K. I think that was the most influential kill, or the most influential kills And then from that point forward, it was a round for only friends.
A 6-4 scoreline. Maybe 6-6 possible. But that only counts on them winning this round. Slow approaches towards the B side as we've got all 5 players huddled up over here. From the attackers, and SP5 is ready to charge the lead. On top being taken. Rio praying in the wrong direction. But Cruiser God's gonna be able to take it out. And there we go. The ultimate comes in. Rio still alive. Rio still looking healthy. Rio still spraying down players. And he's gonna be taking down at least one before he goes down himself. Smoker will be detained, but that's okay because Deadly's come out with a flash of his own. He's gonna throw down his grenade. Gorang is not hurt by it whatsoever, and he's gonna be blind though. Battle up with another. Quirk has a 1v2, 1v3, forgive me, to face, but he's got too many hands around him to pull him straight down to the depths of hell. Number 7 for Reckoning.
Excellent round, excellent round. I mean, right from the start, you know, the breach aftershock, that miss was side of Reckoning, but still they had to play on the basis of the kills, and trust me, they got plenty of kills. We just saw that right now. Then came Deadly 10. What was I talking about his pop flashes? I mean, if this is not a great example of those, Deadly 10's pop flashes, you have to be aware of them even if you are playing in an entirely different server. Even if you're in Singapore servers, chances are you're gonna get flashed by that. Because he is insane with these pop flashes. The timing, the peak, everything is just pixel perfect. But right now is the final round of the first half. Only friends, they have a chance of making this a 7-5, which I'm not going to lie, it's still decent numbers. However, I don't think Reckoning are going to allow them with how this round has already started and how the kills are just flowing in favor of Reckoning. Not this one though. This was a bit of retaliation that will allow only friends to still try and hope for more and more mid control, and they are increasing it and they are decreasing the man count second by second on the side of Reckoning. So good stuff at the moment from the attack. Now they're rotating over to A, but therein lies one member, and this one member, he's all good by himself. He doesn't need anybody. He doesn't need anyone's help. And no one knows he's there. So let's see how this pans out to go.
Oh, Deadly. He's going to be able to take down all 3 players here. They might want to check this. Deadly! Just the one for him. He thought the Sage is probably going to turn around towards him. But the A side being wide open right now is going to be up for business. The 7-5 scoreline is at a very much possible stage right now. That's a 2v2. Breach and Killjoy against the Breach and Astra. Ultimates available. Just a little bit of utility. A fault line and 2 flashes. Along with 1 alarm bot. That's basically it. But on the other side, they've got no stars left. But they do have an aftershock that they could use for post-plant. But for that, the Breach needs to stay alive. Here comes the fault line. Now they know they're towards A main. Here comes the flash as well. Gorang blinded. Smoker finds one. It's a 1v1. Astro versus Killjoy. The turret is in good position. Gorang, all he needs to do is stay alive. And he's gonna get sprayed as well. 8 HP goes down. Does he have time for the defuse? No, he doesn't. It is 7-5. And only friends have done more than enough.
They have. Only friends, a great half from their side. Certainly better than what most people would have been expecting, especially against a Reckoning looking this good. But with everything being said and done, now I'm not going to lie. Now this half can go either way. But whichever way it goes, it's going to be quite dominant in my eyes. Either Reckoning with double initiator on their attack, absolutely just, you know, like crack the site wide open and destroy any and all hopes of a retake and of a defense as well from Only Friends, or the members of Only Friends. Their defense, thanks to 2 sentinels, is so strong that they just deny entry into the bomb site. They absolutely just put a grinding halt to any and all executes that Reckoning may be planning. One of those 2 things is bound to happen. As right now we jump off into the pistol round. Quake with the flash in hand. He flashes, he peeks, he flashed himself. Oh, he got flashed. Regardless of that, he loses his life. And now Gorang is there. He has been spotted. Everyone from Only Friends is making a rotation, but they are not the only team making a rotation. Reckoning are doing that as well. SP5, he has spotted multiple members. He knows that for Reckoning the jig is up, and Reckoning they have a decision to make. They have to choose a bomb site. They choose P. They choose to fire multiple bullets, and they choose to get more and more kills. A side control and spike will now be planted.
Bad Love in this smoke could be in a little bit of trouble, but he also could be the one that makes a difference. No, Gorang spots him out just as the second smoke pops up. And here's SP5 dying to this turret. Deadly will get a little bit of information. The cruiser goes up on heaven, but Smoker, staying true to his name, being the smoke criminal that he should be. Here's him getting another kill as Cruiser God. Well, he can kill as many as he wants. The one coming for the knife was deadly, but the other ones, well, they're gonna go for the straight up kill with the pistol.
They will. They absolutely will. And yeah, I don't think Reckoning are messing around that much. Deadly 10, he can do whatever he wants. I mean, if his pop flashes stay like that, he can do whatever he wants. I honestly won't mind that. But I don't think anyone from Reckoning minded that either. It was a good round, came to an end. Whatever happened, happened. Now the thing is, Reckoning, it's their anti-eco as well. So keeping that in mind, Reckoning are just extending the lead. And Only Friends, the problem is they are going to be stuck yet again in this game of catch-up. Now, they successfully played this game of catch-up in half number 1 where Reckoning had a substantial lead. But now that lead is going to keep increasing further and further, especially if Only Friends lose the next round. This round, I mean, it's pretty much a very different.
Well, we are going straight up towards the B side, it looks like, for the attackers. B heaven has been taken away. Mostly as God. Okay, Gorang, how the hell did you get that kill? RG will have the B side all for themselves. There's nobody towards B main. All three members of the friends are coming in from either B heavens or CT. But that's pretty much it. Now that we've got this underway, this retake, which kind of does not look like it's gonna happen. Two players do have weapons to do it. There is a flash being readied up by Quick. There is RGE's Deadly coming up with his own pop flash. He's going for the kills. He gets one, and he's done damage to the other. SP5 will be stunned, not gonna be dashing away from this. They just need to hold. There's nothing they need to do. They just need to have a look at him, see if he's tapping the bomb, take him out when he is, and find round number 9.
That's that. I mean, it was a pretty expensive round for Reckoning, not going to lie, considering the fact that they faced 3 casualties in a Thrifty-ish round of Only Friends. So that was still nice, but at the moment, Only Friends, all attention is on them. They are the ones with the full buy. They're the ones investing in a glass cannon operator from SP5 as well. No armor on him. So that op, it better kill the members of Reckoning, and it better not get headshotted instantly by any of the phantoms or specters that Reckoning will be bringing forward. So yeah, pretty deadly what that gun can do, but at the same time, what may happen to it is extremely lethal as well, considering that multiple members of Reckoning are right here on B main, and considering that SP5 is there with the op as well. Either this will go great for Only Friends, or it will go terribly wrong, allowing Reckoning another opportunity, another avenue of pushing into the bomb site as well. So at the moment, with how it stands, Reckoning has an extremely good lead, a 4-round lead. It's nothing to shy away from. You know, they can extend on this lead forward, but most of the thing is that they have this buffer period. Only Friends, even if they win this round, which in my eyes I think they will, considering the gun disparity yet again, but it's the next round forward that it's going to be full buys versus full buys, and we see these teams, essentially trying to secure the win for themselves. As there is the operator right now amidst the gravity well. SP5, he's there, and he gets a great kill onto Smoker, who was really not expecting that. Reckoning, they're still looking to converge onto the B bomb side, but unbeknownst to them, there are 3 members of Only Friends still here.
Last
Oh,
player
Pixels, he might have found one, but the remaining members of OnlyFriends are going to be doing cleanup duty here. 9-6 the scoreline as it works out for the side of OnlyFriends, but it's still a little bit away. 3 rounds that they need to cover up from right now, as RGE will have a little bit of a semi-buy of sorts. 3 members on the rifle. There's a 4th that's Bad Love, who is on a Guardian, and Pixels playing on the Spectre. A little bit of a confusing buy here from the side, but they're choosing to force into this as they do not want to let their lead diminish away. But losing this could also mean that they will cut away their entire lead.
That is true. Yeah, the economy of Reckoning Esports, it's in a weird position right now. And Only Friends, they can capitalize off of that if they would like to, just by absolutely obliterating the members, of which they have already started. Harsh gets the opening kill, the Sage Wall goes through, SP5 still holding the pixel angle. Will he get a kill from that? Nah, he falls back. So Reckoning, after 1 casualty, they're still regrouping, still planning again to execute on a specific bomb site. In this case, they have EA on their minds, and Only Friends are sitting here. They are multiple members, and that's the good thing. Only Friends, they take rotations only when it is of the utmost importance, and it's extremely necessary. Like kind of like right now, they know the Jet has pushed in the bomb site, but not a lot of rotates are happening except for the other Jet, this time on the side of the defense. Battler pushing in the bomb site. Cruiser got now aware of this, and he gets an easy kill, but he will get traded out. So Reckoning, they do take side control, but look at what it costed them. It has costed them the man advantage, and now it's costed them even more pleasure into the bomb site. The aftershock goes through as well. It doesn't allow the members of Only Friends to push into the bomb side, but it does allow this cheeky little play to happen from Pixels right about now. He is going to be peeking. He spots the barrel of the gun. He tags. He's got to fall back, and now he will lure the members of Only Friends to come to him.
Well, this is a little bit of a tricky spot for Pixels, but he still makes the best of it. Throws in the Cosmic Divider. He gets away again. Pixels proving to be such a problem. And Smoker's gonna get a 3rd of this round, and SP5 all alone looking up towards the heavens, and Smoker's gonna send him there as number 10 comes up for RGE. And that one man right there in Wentz Pixels was such a nuisance to deal with that everything that they were planning to do in this retake was completely dismantled. Just that one man right there.
Usually, I mean, yeah, the Astra disconnects an executor or a retake using her utility. In this case, Pixels, he just did that by himself. Going up and down the ropes, and Only Friends, the thing was uncertainty, and the thing was indecisiveness. Only Friends didn't really know what to do there. They were like, should we go to the bomb site? Should we look for the flank? What should we do? Up, down, left, right, back? Where do we go? And amongst that, time was being wasted, and that tick of the spike, it was just becoming more and more of a nuisance for the side of the defense who were looking for that retake. And at the end, it just costed them so many kills, and it allowed Smoker to get the 4Ks. Right now, Rio with the spike, he was trying to go back into sewers. However, SP5, he finds gold. When he was just looking for silver, gold falls into his lap. As now Deadly 10, he is looking to relocate SP5 from that corner. He does safely. Another flash goes through. Second pop flash goes through as well. And again, Deadly 10. Deadly 10. Come on.
What a beautiful round. It's been so chaotic so far, and here's another bit of chaos. Cruiser God gets one, but he gets taken down immediately. Smoker will make sure that he does not get any more value out of this round for his team, as the side of Only Friends are struggling a little bit, trying to give it a little bit of trouble as well, but they're not succeeding as much as they would want to. Number 11 looking almost inevitable at this point, as the ultimate from the man himself, Deadly, has been stuck in. He's been such an impact so far. He might have had just 12 kills, but he's been an impact. Quick and Harsh though, they get 2 kills, and now it's all onto one man. And he's gone.
Again, Another excellent round from the members of Only Friends. This final retake was just absolutely amazing. And Reckoning Esports, yeah, they didn't really know what to do amongst that, because all the kills, they were just going in favor of Only Friends, plain and simple. And the angles that were being maintained as well, not favoring the attackers too much. They were on this one side of the map. They weren't split. There was no one garage, no one peeking from that. And this one headshot from Harsh on towards Bad Love. I mean, just crisp headshot. And now the economy has absolutely been overturned. Reckoning are the ones going for a Thrifty round. And okay, it's not going to be an entire Thrifty, it's going to be a semi-ish buy. I'd still consider that an eco round. And you are still looking for a win. There is that one Ares. There is, you have the Bladestorm as well. So they are looking for a lot of kills. Badler pushing in the bomb side. Quake, he knows about him. He does get traded out amongst all that chaos. However, what a shot right there from Cruiser God. And now he's still safe in the bomb side, waiting for his friends for the retake and Reckoning. They have a lot of planning to do if they want to plant the spike.
So using that aftershock was a bit of a problem, my guy Rio, and he's gone down as well. It's a 2 versus 4, and Deadly, as many kills as he can find, he's always got another player to face off against. Another round for the side of Only Friends as they put up number 8 on the board, and they're slowly but surely making sure that this lead that the side of RG have established is being taken down by half, and then maybe taken down completely as well. 10-8, they're 2 rounds away. Another buy round for Reckoning has come in, but if they lose this, then it's going to be 10-10 in no time.
Exactly, that's the thing. For Reckoning now, they are just playing for equalization. I mean, most of it's Only Friends playing for equalization, but Reckoning, they have this fear, they have the stigma in their mind that what if Only Friends, they do win this round. SP5 now on mid, and again, mid presence has been quite good inside of Only Friends so far. Whoa! Okay, headshot collateral kill from SP5. That just happened. Alright, and I don't think there's any way anyone could have expected for that. The least would have been the members of Reckoning, who now are falling by the wayside. Another kill for Quake. Now this time, he'll be peeking again. He finally gets traded out by Pixels, but I think Universe, it's a too little, too late, because this round is gone in the hands of Only Friends.
You might be seeing it a little too soon, my guy. SP5 is around the corner, that's for sure, but he's got 2 players to face off against. Pixels from Wentz, and he could just find him. The smoke is protecting him, but Pixels, he could be on the cards over here to die. Yes, he will be. SP5 with a third. Cruiser God will go down to Smoker, and now it's all onto the main man. Smoker, he will not be surviving this. He is going to go down, and that's going to be SP5's 4th, and he is on a jumping spree right now. He's feeling it, and there is the second timeout from RGE, and at the perfect time as well.
This was a far more necessary timeout. I mean, round 2, it favored them, but what just happened in this round, I think SP5 will remember it for a long time, because Reckoning, yeah, extremely serious faces right now. I'm not really sure what their plan is going to be at this point. How exactly are they going to cope up? Are they looking for... I mean, this round has to be a Thrifty eco. No denying that whatsoever. Whatever their plan is, I'm sure their plan is just going to be try to get as many kills, perhaps save a rifle or 2 if possible. Don't necessarily go for, plant, and don't necessarily go for post-plant scenarios, since in that we are going to get obliterated, considering we don't have the best of guns, considering we don't have the best of utility as well. We won't be buying as much as our opponents. For the side of Only Friends, this round, simple, win it, and then the next round. It's going to be round number 21, the round which decides the lead, whether Only Friends will finally be successful in this game of catch-up and they will get 11 on board, or is it going to be Reckoning still holding, still maintaining that lead against their opposition?
Well, we're going to find out whether or not a Thrifty can come up from RGE this time. It's been multiple times that we've seen it from Only Friends, which RGE have let slip. But this time it's going to be them. 5 sheriffs across the board, 3 with half armor. Let's see if they can make it work. Ball towards B Heaven is going to allow them to slow down the attack a little bit, as SP5's taken out Smoker towards B main. And this should be a standard procedure Only Friends round. Unless we see something being whipped up by Pixels and Bad Love. Pixels towards A. Has not given up his position yet, as Harsh will be blinded. There's a lot of utility being shoveled out by both these sides here, but mainly just to move in from back towards B. From B, back towards A. They've got an alarm bot to worry about here. I'm pretty sure they hear it, and Quake is going to be reacting on it. He's waiting to get that smoke down. No, they're going to shoot it, and now they move straight in. One player is going to be detected on site, and that's Cruiser God. And he's going to face the Wrath. Quake, before that, he's blinded, and he's going to go down. Deadly's taken him with him, and here's Cruiser God all alone, trying to fight off the side for himself, but just good for one. 3 versus 3. And now they have a very good ultimate to make this round successful as well. There is a revive that comes in, but here we go. Oh, man.
What?
He knew that he's being revived there. That's why exactly he put down the Rolling Thunder. Did not care whether Pixels is going to take it or not. And SP5, reckless, my guy. You just spotted your enemy being right there. And with Gorang left all alone, suddenly that timeout has come to fruition. And it has helped them out perfectly. Number 11 just around the cusp here, as time is of the essence. But Gorang is not going to be anymore. 11-9. As RGE win a Thrifty themselves. What a round.
Excellent. Absolutely. What a round. The triple from Pixels. Those peaks as well. The utility, the execute. Allowing the spike to be planted. The side control. Everything was just absolutely stunning from the side of Reckoning Esports. And now only friends. They have gone for another full buy. And it's granted, they can do that. But the thing is, Universe, that is the only another full buy they can afford. Because if Reckoning win this round, the next is probably going to be a Thrifty from Only Friends. And they really can't evade those situations when you're against 5 angry riflemen. Make that 4 at least for this round. Deadly 10. He gets his body chopped in half from that operator. Great shot from SP5. He is still hungry for more. He is still wide peeking that angle, waiting. And everyone alongside us, the viewers as well, are waiting for the nebula to dissipate. It does dissipate, and it does allow Bad Love to get the refrag. Great shot with the Phantom, and now we are down to equal numbers yet again. We're reckoning they are planning for map control, but where exactly are they planning? Are they planning for mid? Because with how it stands, there is still the breach there. You still have Quake, and you still have Sage just maintaining that crossfire. There's going to be extremely lethal to get rid of.
Well, the wall's gone down, and like you said, it's going to be lethal to get rid of, but because the wall broke down, there's going to be no support for a couple of seconds, and that timing works out perfectly. Pixels gets another, and here's Gorang trying to hold on the side by himself. A 3 versus 2 here. Cruiser God is trying to rotate in as fast as he can, but the site's already been taken over. The site's already been cleared off, and it's all on the Cruiser God and his Ares. 1 kill for him, a turret kill, but he's got 2 more to look after. The plant will go down. That's not going to be stopped. The Nano Swarm is not going to be touching anybody. And Pixels will take his head off as well. 12-9, match point for RGE.
Alright. I like how the expressions from Reckoning have not changed at all. It's still going to be the same because they know the fight isn't over. The fight's going to get over as they get round 13 on split. Okay, Ascent, yeah, I still stand by my thing that, you know, the Ascent is gonna go the favor and is gonna favor Reckoning quite heavily. But right now on split, there is still the slightest of chance, Universe, that Only Friends may take this. But as I said, the emphasis has to be given on slightest because they are down 3 rounds and their economy, it isn't looking the best. Now, the economy, talking about it, is going to be quite redundant for Only Friends because there's going to be no such thing as saving for the next round equing. There is going to be no next round. If Reckoning win this, they win this. Only Friends have 3 rounds and they have to win all 3 of them. Other than that, nothing much will be happening. Other than that, Only Friends, you know, they really have no choice. It is the most do or die scenario. So for Reckoning, this should be it. keeping in mind that the economy of only friends isn't in the best place, just attack right now. Make sure you strike while the iron is hot, and then only friends, you make them crumble, you make them just falter down entirely. And a reckoning, they have taken side control, but Cruiser God is right here. He has been flashed, and Deadly 10 yet again. Look at that peak, look at the flash, look at the kill. That's the second from Rio. This may as well be the 13th from the members of Reckoning. Deadly 10, he was trying for something, it will fail in this case, and now we are back to equal numbers. Now only friends are the ones in a better man advantage. They are going to be picking up the guns that were dropped from the bodies of Reckoning. They are ready for a retake. The retake's gonna go off. The Rolling Thunder goes off. Pixels has been concussed. He is playing the angle. Rio's also there. Pixel speaks. That's a double, and now it's a 1 versus 1. Korang, the only person alive. The aftershock prevents him from doing anything. The Nebula goes through. He is going for the defuse. Rio is in the way. Korang is sticking it. He is sticking it, but Rio, he gets it. Rio still through the smoke. Just imminent spray transfer into the blind, and it gets him the final frag, and it gets Reckoning the map.
Oh boy, what a game this has been, CCV. This has been an absolutely beautiful game to enjoy for every single person who's been watching. I kind of DC'd it out there for a little bit, but just got a chance to see what just happened in the end right now through this instant replay. And the stakes have not been higher. The 1v1 comes in, and Rio, just to clutch it out with the spray through the smoke. And that is Reckoning finding themselves the first victory of this series. Map number 1 does go in their favor, and they're going to be able to go ahead and get themselves a little bit more comfort zone to sit around with, because it was a little tense in here. We can feel it. We can feel the heat between these two teams. It's been a little high-end pressing going on both sides, putting the pressure. But Reckoning were on top of it. They took care of it. Let's go to the match highlights and have a talk about what exactly went through. Because from the beginning till the end, Only Friends didn't never look like they were out of the game. They had the control. They had their ways to move around the attack. They took mid-control multiple times. But Reckoning was just so good, man.
They certainly were. And my prediction, I think our prediction came correct as well. We expected a 13-6 to a 13-9 scoreline. It was exactly 13-9. Yep. So great predictions right there. I'll take my bets any day of the week. But more so, Reckoning, I think they had bet on themselves, and I think they won big. Winning the map of Split essentially means that this best of 3 is now really favoring them, like 90-10, something along the lines of that. Only Friends, great effort. I genuinely, the fact that they got 9 rounds on board, more so with how they won those 9 rounds. Those 9 rounds weren't just, lucky rounds or anything like that. Those rounds had collateral kills. The retakes were good. The executions, the thrifties, everything was there. The whole package was present from the members of Only Friends to let them win those rounds. And they absolutely deserved all 9 of those. But at the same time, there were multiple instances where they just fell short. And I think both of these teams fell short in one specific area, that was winning like influential kills and just winning those gunfights that really mattered. At times we were seeing landslide, almost flawless victories happening from the side of Reckoning. On the other hand, Only Friends a couple of times achieved the similar feat as well. So gunfights is one area where all 10 of these players, they've got to make sure they don't lose out too many of those, or in an extremely one-sided manner they give a bit of retaliation to their opposition.
True, yeah. I think that in terms of how the overall gameplay has come in between these two teams is Reckoning Esports having to dictate the pace of the game in their way. Only Friends have been able to, give a good competition to that, but they've always stayed under the curve. It's like no matter what Only Friends threw at Reckoning, eventually they would learn and eventually very immediately adapt on towards it and improvise and then overcome. And that's kind of how it went down as well. You can see it. There was never a time where Reckoning did not have the lead. They always maintained it. They always kept it alive. Even if they lost 2-3 rounds in succession, they immediately came back with it and hit it straight on and found themselves in a situation where they're like, okay, guys, we can still pull this round out. We can still do this. Even if it was a 2v3, 1v3, whatever it was brilliant.
Absolutely so. Yeah, for the side of Reckoning, they were looking very, very viable with those retakes and their timeouts. I think that's something we mentioned it briefly, but having a deep discussion about it, Universe. Those timeouts, the value that they had, we wish we could hear what was going on in the Reckoning bootcamp during those timeouts, but I don't think it was just about the fact that it was like, whatever strategy they were discussing, whatever game plan or execute they were planning of, it was more so the mindset, and it was more of a mental reset for the members of Reckoning Esports, because that timeout allowed all five of the members in the server to have a minute and a half to themselves and only to themselves. And no action going on, nothing on your screen to worry about. All you have to do is focus on communication, plain and simple. And I think that is something about tactical timeouts that isn't spoken too often, is that as a player, you get taken out of the action. And sometimes that is a very, very good, necessary thing. We've all had those days where we are having bad games and we just need to take a break for like 15 minutes and then we can get back into it. In this case, the players don't have the luxury of 15 minutes, but with the little amount of time they do have, Reckoning made extreme value out of that and a very good return on investment.
Yeah, that has been the case for Reckoning, as now they are going to be moving in towards the map of Ascent. Their own pick, by the way. Like I said, Split would be a little bit more competitive, and I think that, so forgive me, Ascent it will be a little bit more competitive than Split. At least that's what I believe to be the case. As we can see right now, Pixels, Smoker, both of these players have been absolute value givers for their team. 25 kills for him, along with the utility that he already puts down, and he's been a complete. If I was against Pixels, he would be such an annoying player to deal with, man.
That,
Like,
that is, I mean,
like
that
he's
rope play.
yeah, exactly, that role play. And he's kind of the player who will make you punch your table and want to kill him because of how annoying his
But you
gameplay is.
can't.
Yeah, you can obviously. You just have to
No, I
find your
even
way
meant
against
in
him.
game. Exactly. And I have to say that, yeah, only friends, they tried their best to try and find a way against him. But at times, he was just going for those kills rapidly and rapidly. And I was talking about Pixels versus Gaurang. Utility wise, I'd say both the Astras did a good job. I think if you're talking at a Sentinel, the one great thing I noticed from the side of Reckoning is that, sure, they may only have had one single Sentinel, that was Smoker playing the KJ, quite obviously. But Deadly 10, with how he played specific incendiary nade, I have to say that was stunning to witness, especially on the defense. There were so many rounds where that one incendiary halted, stopped the entire push from the side of Only Friends. And I have to say, that was just great stuff, him acting as the pseudo sentinel as well. But for now, we see the scoreline, we see the scoreboard, all the kills as well. And this means that, yeah, Split has come to an end. A great match, a great affair between both of these teams. Now we are looking on forward. I really am looking on forward to Ascent as well, as we can see on our screens. But before that, Universe, we have to take a short little break. The players need a bit of break as well. This was a long match. I hope everyone watching as well, you refresh yourselves, grab a drink very quickly, and come back for map number 2 as we here at the Gauntlet will be right back. Stay tuned, keep watching.
the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics. From the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Welcome back everyone to LG Ultragear presents the Esports Club Gauntlet Season 4 powered by Crucial alongside our apparel partners over at 656. I'm CC, joined alongside Crips over here for a Group B match, and already we have witnessed a bit of this match, haven't we, Crips? You know, we have seen these two teams play against each other. We have seen one map between Reckoning Esports and Only Friends, and that one map, well, I have to say it was pretty close. Only Friends, they chose the map of Split, and well, they did lose that map, but seeing how Reckoning have been playing over the past couple of days over here at the Esports Club, I wouldn't argue against that. Reckoning have been on top form for the past 2-3 matches.
Yes, indeed. Reckoning had an explosive game yesterday. They took down some of the bigger teams. Oculus 5 met an unfortunate end yesterday. And you know what? Even the end of the last match was a bit unfortunate. It was so painful to see all those shots in the smoke getting missed and just the guys just diffusing away. And there's no hope of him getting hit. You know that the match is slipping away from you. And at that point, your heart just breaks.
That is true. Now, moving on over to map number 2, it's going to be Ascent. As a matter of fact, the match itself is ready. So let's jump into the agent selection screen and let's have a look at the compositions both of these teams will be running. And as for Reckoning, well, already their primary composition, their primary 2 agent archetypes have been chosen. We are going to be seeing a double initiator, Deadly 10 back on the KO. And the thing is, now it's not like Deadly 10 KO. Interesting. Now the interesting thing will be the day he doesn't play the KO, because Deadly 10 is quickly becoming one of my favorite players just on the basis of his pop flashes. It's a one-trick thing. However, the versatility it has, how widely applicable that pop flash is, and how beautifully and how stunningly he does that. I know I've used the adjective stunning once before to describe his pop flashes, but I have to use it again. It just is a beauty to look at how he gets kills and how he absolutely blinds his oppositions and takes their soul away. Over the only friend side, Crips, what are you noticing about their comp?
Taking away souls, and I have to mention the Reina. Harsh and SP5, both of them picking up duelists. Well, it seems like only friends have come here to sweat and kill some people. If they are able to keep that aggression going, amazing. But Reckoning Esports are known to shut down momentum, and that's exactly the kind of play style that Only Friends over here is hoping to roll on. If their momentum gets halted, then it will be very difficult for them to regain that again. And Reckoning Esports, as we know, are like an iron fortress on the defensive side. Luckily for them, they are starting on the attacking side. Now, how deep does the playbook of Reckoning Esports go? That is a question that I am excited to see Only Friends answer.
Certainly so. And most on the side of Only Friends, yes, with a double duelist, we know quite literally what their plan is going to be. You mentioned it, Crips. They are looking for gunfights, they are looking for duels, and with the Reina being there, it's going to be an extremely self-sufficient agent. The Reina can take gunfights all by herself. She doesn't even need someone like a Sova, perhaps even an Astra, to facilitate those plays. Unlike the Jet, the Reina can do pretty much everything all by herself. Now the question is, how are Reckoning looking to shut that down? Are they going to play more on the utility? Considering they've got 2 initiators on board alongside Astra, alongside the KJ as well, they are going to play with a lot of their utility, and already Reckoning have used a bit of that util to get into the bomb side and get the first kill. Not only that, but now the spike goes down. An entire post-plant scenario has been set up by the attackers, and the defenders, all they can do is just wait and wait until they have all regrouped, ready for the retake.
And even after all that waiting, look at all amount of utility that Reckoning Esports are dumping at them, just keeping them at bay. Goran with a very brave peek sacrifices his own life so that his teammates can follow up, and with the flow of numbers, they've taken control of generators. But once again, utility to delay. Nano Swamps, Shock Darts, everything to keep the diffuser away from the spike, and now they've killed him as well. Pixels through the smoke, trying to disrupt and delay, but will he be able to make it through the fray? Harsh finally puts him in his grave, but no, it's just not happening. It's a bit too much.
Man.
So many delaying tactics.
That was just all thanks to Pixels. I mean, obviously it was a team effort, granted, especially during the execute, to an extent even the post-launch. Everyone put in the effort, but that power possession from Pixels, I must say, towards Garden, that was what won them the round. The fact that he finally got the kill on the Sova, and he delayed it enough. He was in the corner enough for the Reina to try and peek and overpeek, and then he just jumped the gun and, you know, jumped the entire angle, quite literally jumped in a very literal sense. You know, just essentially disorienting the Reina as well, making a surprise, wasting those microseconds, because it took like, what, 6/10 of a second less, and it would have been a round going in the favor of Only Friends. I mean, it could have swung either way. But now, this round, it has highly unlikely chance of swinging the other way around. Maybe not, because SP5, he gets a double. He picks up the Spectre, he drops the spike, and now Reckoning, they are certainly on the back foot.
Look at the amount of frags happening towards literal attackers spawn. There's attackers deep inside the defender spawn region, and vice versa. Bad Love finally equalizing things, but will they be able to regain the spike? Goreng is looking to catch them as they cross. A second of the hesitation, and he might regret that for a very long time. Somehow stays alive, but they know he's trapped over here. They're throwing everything except the kitchen sink towards him, but Goran with a stylish frag. Cruiser God spraying and praying, and he's trapped the Jet in the corner. Will she be able to fly out of it?
Will Reckoning, I wouldn't use the term fly. Will Reckoning be
seconds
able to
left.
scratch and crawl their way out of this round, out of the
More
hellhole
appropriate.
that they have been put in exactly by the members of Only Friends? Because with only 20 seconds on the board, they have a decision to make. And they are going to be choosing the A bomb side. The thing is, Gorang, as soon as you get visual or auditory confirmation that someone's there, well, he gets confirmation in its most obvious manner by your death. And now the final member on Only Friends, Cruiser God, has been made aware of the members of Reckoning. The spike is going to go down in just the nick of time. It is going to be a 1 versus 2, but he's got full HP, full armor, and an Ares full of bullets in the magazine. He's going to be spam firing under heaven, and he will lose his life. So unfortunate for Only Friends. The problem was there was too little time on the board, and there were still 2 bomb sites to take care of. And with only 2 members being there, yeah, it was pretty logical what they had to do. So one was on A, one was on B, and the side of Reckoning, they just isolated both of those gunfights and they won their anti-eco, albeit Crips in not the most optimal fashion. With 3 casualties on board, it certainly has hurt the economy of Reckoning, hasn't it?
Definitely. Imagine how frustrating it must have been for them. They're deep inside market, ready to take the site, and then they lose the spike all the way back. All that progress, it gets reset instantly. And this is why this time they're being very, very patient. 30 seconds into the round, they still haven't made a move. The only person who's looking to enter the crosswalk region is the Jet.
What?
But nice frags with a classic, that too. Well. A lot of unexpected duels going in the wrong way. How do they recover from this?
Alright, they have to recover by winning those gunfights. Pixels, he initiates that process by getting 1, but he has to get multiple. Only Friends, they still have the man advantage more so. Reckoning Esports, they don't have a major avenue of executing into the bomb side, but I think Pixels is literally shoving his way through bodies in order to shove a way into B, but that's not where Reckoning are planning. No, it isn't. They want to execute on A, they want to get ready for their stake, and the good thing for them is, for now, if they choose their time, if they abide by their time, they will get a free bomb site to walk into, with the exception of Harsh right here. But Harsh, he gets gunned down through the smoke. Cruiser God takes his position. Cruiser God takes 1 life before he has been traded out, and now Gorong is left all alone with his location moved.
Not just a free site, they got a couple of free frags as well. But Gorong needs to step up massively to win this one. He knows exactly where Rio is, but does he know anything about Pixels? No stars either. If he just goes on swinging, that should be it. Both the players on the attacking side have expensive weapon, and dropping that will certainly put a dent in their economy. Even if he doesn't do that, I wouldn't exactly call this a failure from the side of the defenders. They got a lot of kills, and Reckoning Esports have invested quite a lot in this round. Of course, they can still afford weapons in this round, but now they are sort of running low on extra cash. They'll have to work their way into the next round. They put an op in the hands of SP5, and maybe he can pull off a miracle this time. Only 1 point away from his Bladestorm as well. But when you take a look at Reckoning, so many of them are so close to their ultimates. They are 1 point away each from the Cosmic Divide and the Bladestorm on Bad Love.
The ultimates may just be the tipping point for the side of Only Friends, if you're going to stay on the topic, because okay, yes, Reckoning may have a 3-0 lead, but if we go beyond the surface, if we go just a little bit deeper into the iceberg, we can't spot that Only Friends, they have been putting up good numbers in the rounds. They have been getting casualties on the side of Reckoning left, right, and center. Usually we see Reckoning win rounds with only 2, maybe 3 members alive, and that's not entirely good for your economy if a lot of your members, multiple members, are dying in many rounds. So the ultimates may just be one of the couple of things allowing Only Friends to win those rounds, and certainly so the initial kills are always going in favor of the defenders regardless of how the round ends. Yet again, SP5, he opens up the board and opens up the skull of Bad Luck.
So many missed opportunities. If the KO knife detects 2 of them over there, it's game over. And even the recon dot didn't spot him, but somehow they still check for Deadly 10. They could have considered that possibility. Harsh just trapped. No getting out of this one. Finds his grave inside the winery, and now the defenders scramble towards the ace side in hopes of stopping this rush before it arrives. Lockdown does leave them a little avenue of shutting things down. Doesn't cover the entire site, so it essentially accomplishes nothing. But then they commit the Hunter's Fury just as overcompensation for the missed lockdown area. Amazing angle held by Gorham as he catches Smokey on the cross. The Cosmic Divide allows Pixel to move closer while Rio creates a distraction. They know that he's over here. They
10
don't even
seconds
hear the
left.
spike getting planted because of the
Spike
cosmic
planted.
divide. And now all of a sudden they have
Last
no
player
idea where
standing.
players are hiding. But Pixels with a very risky peek somehow still kills Gorong. Going above and beyond his call of duty. SB5,
Player
he
standing.
still gets that frag. How does he do that? And the spike is not planted for the Sova. He doesn't even have any shock darts to connect.
Oh my god.
Himself out of that corner, straight into SB5's crosshair.
I'm sorry. How are these rounds going like this?
I swear
What
to
did we
God.
just witness? How have we... Exactly. The sheer confusion, the sheer swinging of the pendulum. We have gone from only friends having a considerable, sizable advantage in the round, and I'm talking a man advantage, more so even like they had A and B control thanks to their defenders. But then came the execute of Reckoning Esports, the Killjoy lockdown. Okay, that was the first step of the process. It put the members of Only Friends in a very certain corner on Heaven, and on Heaven exactly, and that's exactly where the Hunter's Fury went as well. Now, then the third tier was the peak alongside the Hunter's Fury, where it wasn't covering the angle, and then that allowed a pixel perfect execute alongside the Cosmic Divide. I thought it was done and dusted, but certainly for SP5 it wasn't. Now, unlucky for him, he's not the only Jet who's got his blades ready to go fire away at the opposition as Reckoning are going for another A take. They do take side control. And now in this post-run scenario, Crips, the thing is, Only Friends yet again are so close, yet they have to go for those kills, in which I don't mind that. I mean, they are getting successful. They do find the initial kill yet again. Now they have to look for 4 more.
It's so frustrating for them now, losing Pixels towards top mid. They have to be paranoid about the person coming in from A main, but that's not going to happen. The Cypher rejoins his teammates towards the tree region, ready to peek. He's low on health, so he doesn't mind giving up his own life as bait, but nobody is there to swing alongside him to utilize that peek. The Killjoy can't capitalize on this one. Badlove still acting like an absolute Chad towards Generator, defending it so well. Oh my God, somebody stop this man! How are you allowed to get away with stuff like that? It's illegal, and there's no prison to hold him. No man that can contain his rage. Badlove tears through the opposition.
He does. He does. I mean, Reckoning Esports, goodness me. This execute was just absolutely something else. Let's have a look at the replay as well. As we see the execute, more so we see the highlight moment of this, in not just of this entire match, but potentially in my eyes, as far for now of the entire season as well. Badlove going insane with those blades, kill after kill after kill. He's got 8 of them right now, the highest in the server, the highest amongst all 10 of these men. And well, not just Badlove by himself, but the entirety of Reckoning force Only Friends yet again into this weird buy. And the thing is, for Reckoning, they are just building and building on their lead. We are seeing a mass rotation and immigration happening from Only Friends. 3 more of their members are going on A. But where does the spike lie? The spike lies in solitude amongst 2-3 other members of Reckoning Esports towards B. They are planning a B take, but they are taking things extremely slowly.
Maybe this immigration officer has no intention of letting them through. I mean, they don't have anything to stop them. Just a bunch of pistols. So they can still force their way through. But the patience from the defenders, not giving up an inch. I mean, Reckoning Esports know for a fact that they have an eco, so they could expect wonky stuff like an A stack or a B stack or maybe even a push at a certain time. And that's why they're just taking everything slowly. They do not want to walk into one of those eco traps and lose everything that they've worked so hard to get. Slowly, steadily, moving into the B side. Now they're confirming their presence and still not a single peep from the Cypher.
30 seconds left.
He's just waiting on SB5. There's a nice big machine gun waiting for them on the corner. Doesn't get anything done, but hey, that's the cost of trying something new.
Spike planted.
Certainly is. Only Friends, yeah, they were something, they were trying something out of the ordinary. Now, they may be getting their return on the investment with those 2 Sheriff kills. The trades are happening. Gorong with another. And before you know it, it's time for another member to get a 4K. It may just be for Gorong. However, Quake, he secures the deal. He secures round number 2 for Only Friends. A Thrifty I was talking about, earlier on Split. Thrifties are the kryptonite for Reckoning Esports, and in this case, yet again, they die exactly by the hands of that. It's almost as if Only Friends, they love the Sheriff. I mean, something different happens. Only Friends, they take a different personality. If I'm talking in Superman terms, with rifles, Only Friends are Clark Kent. But with the Sheriffs, they just... I don't watch superhero movies. My apologies, but whatever.
I was
Thanos,
about to
that
say
guy.
I was about to say the exact same thing. They've got X-ray vision like Superman does. At least Gordon has that. He doesn't care if there's a wall in the way or another teammate. He shoots through everything like an absolute laser beam. He channels the bullets of that sheriff into his enemies' bodies and just pumps them full of lead. And Reckoning, they were so careful. They did not want to lose this eco round. I mean, they're not even scared of buy rounds. They're more scared of these ecos. And they took so much caution, but still, it doesn't happen. And Gora now gets tit for tatted. He was the X-ray vision man last round. Now he gets killed through a smoke. Taste of his own medicine is bitter. But there's not much that the defenders can do. They're getting suppressed. They're being forced to fall back. And once again, Reckoning Esports get into the site all right. They might even be able to plant, but these retakes have been so iffy.
It is the case, and yet again, only friends at the moment they're playing on the basis of information. The Cosmic Divide goes through from Reckoning as well, and well, Smoker, he gets one of the kills. He removes a linchpin of the defense of Only Friends. That was the Cypher pushing in from A main. With him being gone, the entirety of the defense now lies towards the northern side of the map, lies towards defender spawn, and that's exactly where Only Friends have to push through. They are still pushing through regardless. Cruiser God with one gets traded out, does his teammate, and now Cruiser God under heaven in this extremely corner right position. He has been benched off. He has been cornered off. There's no way for him to escape. Either he goes down, and looks like from the looks of it, yeah, he is gonna go down. He is trying to attempt the ninja defuse. He blows himself up. SP5 blows away the body of Pixels. And now, interesting end to this round, as Reckoning Esports, they do survive, but with only 2 on board.
What a roller coaster of emotions. There was a time when the defenders were trying to break the walls down and get inside the site, only to feel like the prisoners themselves. How do you get away with something like that? At one point, you're the one who's trying to enter, and then you can't do anything once you're in there. You're the one who's trapped. Once again, an eco trap. Reckoning do not want to walk into this one. An operator is present on SP5, but they've got a couple of extra weapons as well, such as the Marshal and the Vandal, just to complement that firepower. In case something happens to SP5, the other ones should be able to follow up. And as I say that, SP5 and Cruiser, they both get a bullet in the face.
And I think the same fate may lie for the other 3 members of Only Friends unless we see more Sheriff Classic kills, which, I'm not going to lie, can happen anytime, anywhere. The Sheriff, once it comes knocking, is going to break down your door until you're arrested. But in this case, Pixels, he does get the headshot. Harsh was there, but his Sheriff and his shots really won't. So Reckoning Esports, with only a single casualty on board, they win out another round, and at the very least, they confirm that this half is going to be 6-6, but I don't think it'll be that scenario. I don't think it's going to be 6-6. I think Reckoning are just going to keep on building this lead, and I can quite easily see this going like a solid 8-4, perhaps even a 9-3, with how Reckoning are playing, with how they don't want to give away even the slightest of opportunity, even the slightest of avenues for the members of Only Friends. However, Only Friends, they're not asking for anything. They are taking whatever they can find, or they're going to snatch it away.
Take all they want and then take some more. SP5 with the riskiest angles of them all. Of course, he can afford the risk, but will the gravity well let him peek again? He gets sucked into the shock dart. That's what you get for being a bit too greedy. They back away from the angle, using the Nebula to buy themselves a bit more time, but that's exactly what the attackers want to tick away. A few more seconds before they finally enter. A little angle available for SP5. He doesn't get covered with the Nebula, but now he's getting spammed. Harsh trapped under heaven. They know he's here, but do they do anything about it? Yes, they do. At the cost of Padlov's life. Even Smokey loses his own. They are not being allowed to plant the spike because the shock darts are stopping them from doing so. And the KO is getting pinged. He's so annoyed, pressured about removing that dart from his body. But Quake removes him from the round. Hunter's Fury as a crutch, hoping to keep them at bay. And now Cruiser God just playing dodgeball. Does he have what it takes to stop the spike plant? He can obviously delay, but he tries to peek. Very risky. Rio shoots him down through the wall. I swear to God, my anxiety meter was at an all-time high throughout that round.
The final one, I was like, what exactly is happening? Then I realized it was a proper bait play, and I mean a proper bait play right there, with the recon boat with baiting out Cruiser to stand right at the cusp of where the entrance and the cover of Heaven lies, and then the spam fire killing him. So it was good stuff from Reckoning, quite risky might I add, but still work in their favor. So all's well that ends well. And right now things are not ending well, nor are they initiating in a good timely manner for the side of Only Friends. Right from the get-go, they are being bombarded by utility from the members of Reckoning, whether it be gravity wells, shock darts, anything and everything of that sort. Only Friends are trying their hardest to win, and in this case they may be a bit successful. Harsh, he found his 5 minutes of success with that one kill onto KJ, but now Only Friends fall into the same trap where they are trying, where they are looking for kills. They can find them, but overall, can they really find the win?
The defender's so aggressive, pushing out of B main, pushing out of mid. They don't care about their lives. They want blood, and they can smell it all around them. Got him. Ignores the jet. Now finally goes to bend for his sins, and Bad Love putting them all in the bin. Quig sneaking from behind, but I don't think he has the time to stop the spike plant. He's even gonna get detected. Just throw your life away now. Do whatever you can. Go down swinging. But Rio is the one who swings wider.
Does. And well, the thing is, Reckoning, they are swinging away with this, and they're swinging wide, and every single time they swing, they're hitting home runs, and they're adding 1 point and one more to their tally, and they keep on doing that. And Only Friends, at this point, it won't be sooner rather than later than they get a strikeout. And the thing is, they'll be entirely out of this best of 3 without a single point to the board, and we all know how much these points matter in the group standings. Not just the points, but the round differential as well. We have seen teams getting eliminated on the basis of the round differential, equal points, but just because you had lost slightly a couple of more rounds, you lost out on everything. And in this case, Bad Love loses out on his life. Deadly 10, he goes for a bit of remunerations. He goes to show that there are repercussions to peak like this for the members of Only Friends. However, they still are alive, kicking about in this round. Not anymore.
Throw out the tactics, throw out the book, just brawl on mid. This is an absolute war. They have no mercy, no remorse. Everyone's just fighting, brawling, and somehow while all of this is happening towards mid, they try to find an opportunity to the B side, and the attackers find it. Harsh and Quake already on the backstab. They got the spike down. You can have the site, they say to Reckoning Esports, but they will not let the plant go through under any circumstances. Cypher takes off his hat, finds out everything he needs to know. How do they dig this spike out of this region? Crossfire is not available, but a bait and switch plate is there. Harsh doesn't even need that.
Man.
An Empress indeed.
Last round in the half.
I mean, Crips, I'm sorry, I think I'm watching something else. I was supposed to be casting, Reckoning Esports up against Only Friends. Why am I watching WWE Royal Rumble with how it's shaping up to be on mid? Because everyone just goes there, someone or the other dies, and at the end, you don't really know what just happened. There was just 20 men against each other, fighting to stay in the ring, fighting to take mid control. Because that's exactly where everything is happening. And now, hopefully, we see the teams diverting away from that, as very soon enough, we'll be seeing these teams divert away from the sides they have been playing for the past 12 rounds. The side swap is right around the corner, and right above the corner, there was SP5 peeking the angle. But it's going to be his teammate Cruiser losing his life, potentially with more to follow for both of these rosters. Deadly 10 with another kill. And now the thing is, Reckoning Esports, now that they have mid and market control, they can go wherever they want.
Yeah, but even after getting all that control, they want to gamble towards the short region. Quake just about gets his abilities, but when so many people are peeking him, there's no way he survives that. The judge could be an effective deterrent, but it's only good for one. 9-3. You know the superstition. The only question is, do you believe?
Happy. No, the question is, okay, Crips, do you believe in something along the lines of a curse?
I believe in that blessing. This scoreline could be one.
Yes, no, yes or no?
No,
Do you?
I don't.
Okay, there is hope. There is hope. Crips, let's cast together forever. There is hope. There are rational people still out there in the world who don't believe in such garbage such as the curse. There's no such thing as that. Teams win on the basis of their gameplay. Nothing like that. All of it is either psychology, your mindset, winning, your composition. That's everything it's based on. There's no such thing as 9-3 curse. anything like that. No, no 11-1 curse as well. Nothing like that. Just
What?
normal, stay there, play,
I,
win, that's it. Be
I, I,
rational.
f- I feel like I just opened a Pandora's box.
Yeah,
How long?
man,
How long have you been waiting to rant all of that out?
I haven't been waiting quite long. Most so I do it every single cast. Anytime anyone mentions it. But yeah, it is a big yeah, it is a big tangent I go on. I have to admit.
I feel
Probably
like I
better
touched
to
the-
talk to a therapist about it rather than amongst thousands of people watching. But hey, you're here, so yeah.
I get paid to cast, not to send therapy lessons, but okay. Could open a new
It's all
revenue
same.
model over there, but I mean,
Right.
I bring up revenue models for a reason. Because we saw a lot of thrifty rounds. I think the side of OnlyFriends won more thrifty rounds than they won actual buy rounds. And that is exactly why even I'm probably gonna need therapy, because
It's
sometimes these rounds do not make sense the way OnlyFriends does. On one
It does
hand,
bring
you've
up
got
one question,
these.
though.
Yeah, like on one hand, you've got Gorung being Superman and shooting people down through walls, and then on the other hand, you have Reckoning Esports acting like a bloody wrecking ball, just breaking through those walls. So, yeah, we've seen everything today, haven't we? Players are ready. They're done dancing around and exchanging weapons, looking into each other's eyes and being all romantic. Now is the time for violence, and they woke up and chose exactly that. The shock darts break all the nanoswarm grenades, so nothing to delay this push, but they're still being very patient. The rotation from Reckoning Esports has arrived, and even they're throwing back the fragment grenades and delaying utility of their own. I think what's gonna boil down this round is the amount of stuff that these teams have left. I mean, if you boil out all the utility, there's only guns remaining, and then there's nothing to give you an advantage. And that's exactly what OnlyFriends want, right? They just want a pure brawl. Naked 5 people being as macho as they can, shooting each other with their pistols like it's the old Wild Wild West.
Right, and in this case, considering the fact that it's already a pistol round, you don't have much of utility to begin with, on the contrary to how you would play a full buy, even an eco perhaps. So, or an anti-eco, sorry. So already with this little amount of utility in place, and with both of these teams having invested quite a lot at the start of the round, this leaves very little for them to use towards the end. And I have to say that now OnlyFriends, they will be just going for, like you said, a naked execute, and it does lead to good consequences for them. They do get the opening kill. Rio still present in the bomb side. It'll be good for one. He spots another. Smoker is still here. Smoker, he gets one before getting traded out. Reckoning are down to 2 members, but those 2 members, look at the damage they're doing. Wait, what? Wait. Why was this fight still That's the round done and dusted, and I think the round got over way before Quake died.
Okay, so we saw quite a lot of that happening in the first half, didn't we? We saw Reckoning Esports in the first half getting control of the site, but then losing the spike somewhere back near the entrance of B main, or all the way back towards attacking spawn sometimes. The same thing happened with OnlyFriends. I thought that was just the thing that Reckoning Esports did. So, okay, both the teams love each other enough to keep copying and imitating each other. I think there is a possibility of a timeout. That's probably why he was AFK like that.
It was a technical issue, perhaps. Yeah,
Oh, well, if that's the case, then I don't blame him.
that's true. It is extremely unfortunate, and yeah, I mean, losing the pistol round more so like that, where you could have had an opportunity. I'd say that, you know, essentially, okay, whatever happens, happens. The round is over. Now it's going to be an anti-eco for the side of Reckoning as well. Eco for the side, or Thrifty, shall I say, for the side of OnlyFriends. And this is what the question I wanted to ask to you is, Crips. Is the reason why OnlyFriends have won so many of their Thrifties, is it because of the fearlessness in their attitude?
I think so.
When you are taking gunfights with a pistol, you know, even if I die, I don't care. I'm gonna buy a Phantom Bundle next round alongside full armor. It's fine for me. I'm plenty happy with losing this Sheriff if it means I get to damage my opponents. However, if you have if you have a rifle in your hand, you'll be far more cautious in how you're taking those gunfights. So is that the only reason why, only friends are winning quite a lot of their thrifties, or does something lie inherently in the side of reckoning as well, seeing their opponents with the pistols just rushing down hallways and gushing through corners?
I think that's exactly the kind of playstyle only friends want to play with, but because of the KO, they're not getting to do all of that. SP5 and Harsh, the only redeeming factor about their agent choices is that they have a get out of jail free card if they try to play aggressive and they want to fall back later on. With the KO eliminating that possibility, they're not being allowed to take the risk that they want. And even Cruiser God is being very vocal about his frustration of the KO. So that kind of gives us a little insight about the mindset of only friends right now. But again, that does make them feel a little invincible, the whole eco round factor. They don't take the same amount of risk with their guns, and even if they want to, there's just too much risk involved for their own appetite. But they have taken some risk by forcing this round. I mean, if they lose this one, then they might as well just let Reckoning Esports get map points. But SP5 still channeling his way through mid. Only an Ares can fight an Ares, and after the hilarious exchange of bullets and some fragment frags, we are left with just Cruiser God.
And he's not left with anything. He doesn't have his utility, he has to wait 15 seconds, he doesn't have the spike, doesn't have his teammates, and just all alone has been spotted. I mean, Pixels, he's just talking about the wide peaks. It's not even shoulder peaks. You know for a fact he's just having fun. And then came the double peak. Battle of secures the frag, and Reckoning secure, I'd say, a decently good round. I mean, the force was really a risk maneuver taken up by the members of Only Friends, but in this case, I wouldn't really put anything against them. I wouldn't put that against them because look at the position they're in. They're 10-3. They know this map really isn't going to favor them too much. And the side of Reckoning Esports as well, even though they have gone for a double initiator setup, even on defense, Deadly 10 acts like the pseudo sentinel. We saw him doing that, especially with his fragment and his pop flashes on the map of split as well. He has halted down 5-man executes just with the use of that one fragment. So with him acting as a pseudo sentinel, Only Friends know that this half isn't going to be easy, so might as well try everything, throw everything at the wall and see what sticks.
The shots definitely won't stick this time around. The area is just a bit too much to deal with. The timing could also be an absolute disgusting factor for Quake. Spike down once again, and this round was never supposed to be there anyway. The last two attackers, they're not even anywhere close to the spike, and with the defenders moving this deep into A main, the chance of them retrieving it becomes less. But Cruiser God still elevating some pressure towards B Link. They have enough time to get back and try their luck at A main, but why not try to cause some damage somewhere else later on? I just hope that they can see this push from the Astra coming.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, Smokey doesn't require Pixel's flank for any of that. He wraps the round up himself and potentially even wraps up the game with this one.
I'd agree with you. Quite certainly, reckoning if not now, then they have 9 rounds to close the ordeal down. Arguably, they'd like to make it as close as, or like as soon as possible. Not as close as possible, because again, the round differential, big factor. And keeping in mind that Reckoning would like to have the least amount of rounds held up against them, come the time where you have to look at which 4 teams are going to go into the playoffs overall. I know we're just starting off the season. I'm discussing end of the regular season thoughts, but as a team, you have to plan far into the future. As right now, Bad Love, he had a plan to get kills. He got a couple of them. So did his teammates, but so did the opposition. The man count currently stands at a 3 versus 3, where Only Friends are looking to gain a bit of map control. However, they are facing retaliation with every corner and every angle they check.
Exactly, but in a 3v3 round, the situation favors the attackers. They can group up and hit any of these sites. The defenders have to just take faith in their read and leave some or the other area unguarded. And because Sova is unsure about the presence on B side, that's why they only have 2 defenders over here, but they are enough for everything. They spot the spike out, boil it down to a 1v1. But Rio needs to be aware about the possibility of the jet jumping back down. Only needs 1 shot, but he doesn't get it.
It's good. Oh no, I had so much respect for SP5 for killing the person with the Odin, but he picked it up. I'm not gonna hold it against him, but I just don't like him. Regardless, I don't think Reckoning would like that round too much. Considering the Odin really, why would you? The sound, I get people use it like Odin spam or noob and stuff, things like that. I won't use that. I don't like the sound, nor do I like the feel of it. It's expensive, it's bulky, you're slow. It's just
And the Ares has
everything
been
not
buffed.
good. And the Ares has been buffed, and there are these things called, assault rifles, which are accurate. Also, an operator is there. Even if you're looking for something cheap, you've got a marshal. But okay, to each to their own. If you like the Odin, well, I guess you like the Odin for the B spams that always happen, especially if you're sober or someone who has information, perhaps even a cipher. But right now, Reckoning Esports and the side of OnlyFriends, they aren't looking for too much information. They are looking to refresh their minds and their bodies. They want to take this time out. They'll make sure everyone is on the same page. And this is something we saw Reckoning do quite a lot in the previous map of Split. Like on Split, it was when it was absolutely desperate did they take the timeouts. And oh boy, did those timeouts work in their favor. Because as soon as those timeouts happened, Reckoning ended up winning the next 2-3 rounds consecutively. As it looks like even this round might just fall into their hands.
They don't care if they get suppressed. They've already used the dash and the one-way smoke. The only thing that can stop them is potential rush from the tree region. Deadly 10 still not been discovered, and he now punishes them for not checking the angle. Quake trapped and concussed in a corner, but luckily for him, the Astra's not paying attention towards this region. Got him somewhere deep inside the enemy region. Has he been discovered? They have an idea of where he could be. Spots the gun battle. Sees the shoulder, but Goreng is the one who gives him a gold one. Rio now trying to reveal him. Knows exactly where he is, but now a myriad of bullets flying towards him in every direction. And death by 1,000 paper cuts. That's what he has written for him. Reckoning Esports take this win with relatively no difficulty. But I must say something. Only Friends had a better score against Reckoning Esports than August 5 did.
That is true. That's just rubbing salt in the wounds of August 5. You know what? We'll see them in the Gauntlet as well. Yeah, for August 5, it's not been the best of starts, but again, enough about them. We'll talk about them when it's due time, when we see their matches here live at the stream of the Esports Club. But for now, we have to mention Reckoning. We have to mention Only Friends. And oh boy, was this an entertaining match. Split as well was quite good, but this was just something else. Let's have a look at the highlights and let's have a recap. Let's, jog our memory down to see how these rounds progress, because honestly, these rounds were something else. So many botched rounds, botched kills. Then you had, everything swinging the other way around. You had people killing, dying, absolutely anything and everything under the spectrum of imagination that one can think of did take place in reality in this map of Ascent. And well, hey, that's South Asian Valorant brought to you. But OnlyFriends, they had a good showing. The thing was that after a certain point, it just got a bit redundant, and there wasn't really much they could have done to essentially, catch back to Reckoning, because this wasn't Split. On Split, Only Friends had good chances and they were catching back to Reckoning multiple times. They just absolutely neutralized the lead, and they were almost on the brink of getting the lead themselves. But on Ascent, because Reckoning is quite dominant, just they weren't chances for them to they weren't chances for Only Friends to take the win.
Bro, when Badlam's hitting shots like these, I don't think there's any chance for anyone to say anything. They're just going to blow their minds away. Of course, Goreng had some nice moments of his own. This round where he reveals everybody and just X-ray visions his way to victory. These are the kind of rounds that throw Reckoning off guard. I mean, they are very disciplined as compared to what they were last season. I love seeing this new side of Reckoning Esports where, at least on the maps where they are very, very comfortable, they feel invincible. And this only has one chink, and that is unpredictability. If that's the kind of rounds that only Friends bring to the table, then Reckoning Esports sometimes lose their footing because they don't expect that kind of stuff. Other than that, I feel like Reckoning Esports has a solid strat book, and I want to see them take on someone their own weight. Let's see whether this amazing performance that we've seen from Reckoning Esports in the past few days holds up against the best of the best in their group and even the best of the best in the tournament.
That is true, because I'm not going to lie, Reckoning certainly are looking like a team. I wouldn't say at the moment they're looking the favorites to win the Gauntlet or something like that. That crown still has to be held with someone like Enigma, but they are looking favorites to get into playoffs.
Season. Sorry.
Exactly. I mean, the improvement they've had, I don't know if it's the new roster or if it's any other change, the improvement Reckoning have been on this season, like they have gone all guns blazing. If we have a look at this map as well, Smoker, 18 kills, about to reach 290 in his average combat score, and everyone just having double-digit frags. Pixels, he's had a bit of a shift. He was the MVP, the person with the highest kills on Split, but I don't think he'll mind 13 kills right now as well. Because of the result it has granted promoted his team because he knows that as a controller, yeah, sure, if you get kills, it's amazing, but you know your gravity wells, your novas, your nebulas are going to be doing far more damage to your opposition than your guns ever will.
And that's amazing, right? If you're causing so much damage with just your utility, you don't even need to sweat a lot if you try to actually kill them in duels. We saw so many possibilities of the whole Astra Gravity Well and Sova Shock Dart combination. And for a majority of the part, that was working quite well. The shock darts from Rio were connecting quite a lot. He had a lot of that damage. Sure, he doesn't have as much kill as his fellow Killjoy, but that doesn't matter. He's consistently providing information and damage to his team every time. He's setting up pixels for success, and every time they use their utility, they make sure that something or the other comes out of it. You know, there was a point where both the teams were just chucking utility at each other, just throwing something and hope that it sticks to the wall, right? That's when a value add factor is coming into consideration for these guys, for Reckoning. They were actually getting something out of it. They were getting something done. So not all of it goes to waste. And later on, when the fight just boils down to a man-o-man war, gun versus gun, then the players of the Only Friends were already low on health, and yeah, that it does make things a little bit easier for you.
And gunfights as well. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. The members of Only Friends, they absolutely have the potential and they have showcased it. Not just right now in this best of 3, but even in season 3. You know, they managed to get a solid footing for themselves in a couple of their matches. They got 6th position. They didn't get relegated. Yeah, they didn't get promoted either, but they stayed there and they kept their position. And so the members of Only Friends absolutely do have the potential. They can win the gunfights. They individually, they have the mechanical skill as well that is necessary, that is deemed necessary for a member or for someone of this caliber in tier 2 South Asian Valorant. But yeah, you need to improve on that if you're against someone who just outweighs you entirely, or a team that outweighs yours entirely. Speaking of team scripts, you know what? Let's have a look at all of the teams in this group. Let's have a look at the updated group standings and how exactly do these teams stand and how exactly do all 8 of the teams stand now that we have seen this best of 3 get over. Reckoning, a great win for them. You know, 2-0, getting 2 more points on board. They are looking very dominant, and I just cannot wait enough to see Reckoning versus someone like True Rippers, or even Reckoning versus Team Exploit. That is going to be extremely interesting to see with how it pans out.
Let's see if Reckoning Esports can stay on the top or not. So far, they have a flawless run, and let's hope they can keep up this winning streak. It's about time that this team rose to the top. They've been showing immense potential, and they have been improving. Now, they might as well just get appreciated for it. We are done for the day, ladies and gentlemen, and the group standings are in front of you. So far, you've seen that Only Friends have not had the best start, but they still have a long way ahead of them. And we have some amazing matches for you tomorrow as well. So before we sign off, I must request you to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon so that you never miss when we go live. And of course, we'll see you again tomorrow as well at the same time and at the same place. Thank you so much for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. You've been watching the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 4, powered by Crucial, and our apparel partners are 656. My name was Scripps, and with me was CCB. We'll see you again tomorrow as well. Ciao.
2, 3, let's go.